Calling all art enthusiasts, Calaveras County Arts Council is holding its 2023 Artist Studio Tour on September 16th and 17th. Free self-guided tour maps are available at the Gallery Store on Main Street in San Andreas, throughout Calaveras County, and also available online at calaverasarts.org. There are 10 sites and 15 artists on the tour. This is a great opportunity to not only check out some of the amazing art from local artists, but a chance to see where they work, tour their studios, and meet the artists themselves. I had the pleasure of chatting with 3 of the featured artists at the McCollum Hill site: Ann Cook, Deborah Marlene, and Lynne Sutton. Here's that interview now, and if you could please click subscribe and give us a like. Okay, so you guys have an art studio tour coming up. The Calaveras County Arts Council does. It's on September 16th and 17th, correct?
Correct.
And can you guys kind of talk about the tour itself and what folks can expect that want to go to it? How does it work? What is this art tour?
Well, I happen to have a poster right here, so hopefully folks in Calaveras County and beyond will have seen this poster. So there are 10 different sites this year, 15 artists represented all over the county, from Arnold to McCollum Hill. If you stop into the Arts Council next week, they're open Tuesday to Friday, I think 11 to 4, but call first. They have maps, but there's also addresses here of all the different artists and where they will be showing their work.
Such a cool idea.
And we'll still have maps here too.
Yes, maps
So
and brochures.
Have maps.
Exactly.
And I left some down at the Cook Hill Met. This is the 3rd year in this area, and Ann and Lynn have decided to join me this year, which makes it nice because we have more to see.
Right. And did they? I know that they used to do it because I did an art tour here several years ago. It's actually how I found Cook Hill.
Oh.
And lived here all my life. But is this they didn't do it the last couple of years because of COVID, right?
Well, they did skip a couple of years.
They did, right?
But I did have one in 2019, and that was in a different location. And then 2020 and 2021 they didn't do it. So yes, this would only be my second year here. Because we did,
That's right.
My second year here.
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And if we could just kind of go around the horn and introduce yourselves and.
Not me.
This is Lynne Sutton,
Yes.
the quiet one. This is Lynn's work. Beautiful, figurative, and abstract, and collage. What else do you do? You paint.
I don't know, but, thanks to these ladies here, Debbie has taught me to up my watercolor thing because I used to do acrylics, and Ann taught me some mosaic and the plates. I've had so much fun.
That's excellent.
Just all kinds of different things to learn, from different ladies.
Just from being around other artists?
Yeah, yeah.
Networking?
And then you start doing it, and it's just so much fun to do something different besides just the normal,
Right.
just painting.
Right.
Yeah.
Different medium.
Right. It's more fun.
Right.
Fun for me, anyway.
Yeah.
I get bored with one thing and gotta move to another.
Start to feel like a factory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, none of them are alike, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's important.
And do you stay in that same style even though you change mediums? You just change mediums? Is that usually what?
Oh, I think my style changes with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah.
I like abstract
Yeah.
art. I like it all, but some I'm just not good at. Like faces, and Ann does faces really well, and Debbie does so many nice landscapes, and just not my thing, I don't think.
Everybody has their thing, though, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
All
Exactly.
appeals to the individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked in an art gallery, the vault gallery up in Sonora, that was in the old bank vault, and it was a weekend job, and it was amazing to me how you could have 10 different people come through, and all 10 of them are going to love one individual painting, and then you'll have another 10 come in and they absolutely just can't stand that painting. They think it's just the worst. And then you'll have someone come in and they just love it again. It's funny how just different people's taste.
The eye of the beholder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why art's so important. Is it brings out emotions in, a lot of different ways, and even if you don't like it, just being open to looking at new things. It's like, oh, okay, that's not my cup of tea, but that is. So
Which is what's really cool about the studio tour, because you get to see so much different types of art, different mediums, different everything.
yeah, there's jewelry represented, clay, abstract painting, realistic painting, sculpture, all kinds of, it's the full gamut.
Yeah. It's a great idea. And through the tour, and you make the stops, there'll be different artists at the different stops that you can meet and talk about their work and that sort of thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's very cool. And if we can kind of just keep going around the horn here and introduce.
So my name's Ann Cook, and I've been living in McCullamy Hill here now for about 8 years, and very involved in the arts locally. I'm a retired illustrator, graphic designer, and my current medium is mosaic. And I'm going to give a little plug for my project, which is on the side of the library at Shutter Tree Park.
Oh, that's you.
That's me.
Gotcha.
I am the crazy woman who took that on. Yeah.
It's quite a project.
It's 49 feet long and 2 stories high, and I dream about it or have nightmares sometimes too. But anyway, yeah, so mosaic, I'll be featuring some mosaic work and some other things, because like Lynn, I think if you're an artist, you just are drawn to different media. So I'm going to be showing mosaics, my shadow boxes, which were kind of what my mosaics were born from, and my upcycled vintage jewelry line, which I'm retired from, but I have a few choice pieces left.
I would imagine for an artist to try a different medium, it's kind of like playing with a new toy.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Yeah. And just like you say, the discovery of it's like, oh my gosh, look what I can do with this. Yeah. Oh, I can play, and I feel like art is the one, well, maybe not the only discipline where you don't work. It is work, but we play at our work. There has to be that playful element to. Yeah.
Excellent.
Make it fun.
And I'm Deborah Marlene, and Lynn introduced me to tile art about 7 or 8 years ago now.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and so I've really kind of taken off on that as a way to express myself in an affordable way, because they're smaller pieces and they're not required, not as big as framing opportunities and that type of thing. I did have a small gallery here in town in 2012 for a couple of years down at the old French bakery. That's actually where Ann and I met.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they came into town looking for property.
Yeah.
And Lynn and I met afterwards through Acme.
You knew each other.
From me, pardon.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of in-home lessons, and prior to COVID, I had about 5 students going, but that kind of changed a bit, so we've all been restructuring, and this is one of my favorite things to do here. It's just so fun to be able to set up right at your own home.
Right, yeah. And are all 3 of you going to be here at this stop?
Yep. One-stop shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're listed first on the list, so
Yeah.
maybe a lot of people might happen
there
to
you
come
go.
this way.
Might start here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just keep looking for those pink signs. That's a key component.
Yeah.
Is it? Do they say that on here?
Tour.
Look for the hot pink signs. Because Deborah Marlene's place is a little tricky to get to, but worth it. We're gonna make sure there's plenty of hot pink signs to
get
get
a nice
you here.
view when they're up here too.
That's right.
I've got a terrible sense of direction, and I found it. So
Yeah.
Oh,
if I can find it.
good.
Very good.
Good to hear.
And do you guys have any advice for any young up-and-coming artists that in the area that might...
I would really say too, I'm not sure that they're as prevalent now, but get to some workshops and things and do try a few teachers. They might just bring you in on the basics of it, which is what I really prefer to do, is teaching basics of watercolor, and also just went over to France for a couple weeks with a group, and we will be going again in April, and the April one is going to be largely plein air painters, so we have room for about 10 or 12, and I'm really hoping to get with that after this tour is over to start recruiting for that.
I bet a trip to France was pretty phenomenal.
It was wonderful, really nice, and we had quite a few from in town here that went.
Oh, wow.
They were all painters this time, but this next time there is kind of a requirement that they need to be able to sit and occupy at least for a while while we paint. So, yeah, looking forward to that again. That's kind of my story right now.
That's very cool. And again, just to kind of remind folks, the tour is coming up on the 16th and 17th?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday and Sunday.
We'll possibly open around 9. It says 10 to 5, but I kind of like being open a little earlier because of the cool air, and if everybody makes it here by then, fine.
Right. Hopefully the weather cooperates and
Yes.
stay right about where it's at right now.
That would be nice.
We would greatly appreciate that. Yeah, since our artwork will be outside here, we're going to take advantage of this beautiful patio. And yeah.
Very cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of your work here.
This was an older painting of Yosemite collaged with another painting.
It's beautiful work. I love it.
And this one is from it's a Highway 4 inspired piece. It has Lake Alpine and the big trees.
Very cool. Beautiful work.
Oh, thank you. I like the long format. I ended up with a lot of these after the COVID because I'd bought them for students.
Oh.
So they are in plexiglass, but they could be changed to a standard frame if you wanted later.
Gotcha. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's lighter weight actually.
A lot of places won't even allow, glass now to show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
For insurance reasons.
Heavy, it's
Oh.
fragile,
Right.
glass scratches, but there are ways to clean it that don't scratch it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it for mine.
And this is the piece that's featured on the ad,
This
right?
is, yes.
Or on the flyer.
Yeah, I've done a lot of pine cones, and I even taught a couple classes on how to do pine cones, but it's kind of a meticulous, time-consuming thing to get to, but I enjoy it. So,
Very pretty.
Yeah, I love the lupin and poppies up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are kind of your signature too.
That's one of the things I love painting, yeah.
Very
Okay.
cool.
That one's a newer one that I did, a few months ago. And it's just collage, basically collage.
And you said that's a real leaf?
These, there's one here, one here, and one here.
Oh, wow.
I found them somewhere.
Wow.
Always looking, like Ann said.
Mm-hmm.
And that one I did quite a while ago, but because I wanted something for my cards, my business cards.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll just do that.
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
It was kind of a silver tone, monotone with the doll head, timepieces.
Oh, yeah.
Her
Yeah.
assemblage art. You do
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, assemblage
That one's-
art.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's at home too. I like that one too because I like the doll.
Yeah.
Did you get a little attached to some of them and don't necessarily want to sell them?
That one.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
I mean, I have other ones that I attach to, but that one I just like.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just do.
it's pretty.
It speaks to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and tell us about what we're looking at here.
So the piece that I'm featuring is the one on the left, and it was one of my first collage pieces, and I got real dimensional on it. I hope you can see that in the light, that these frogs actually pop off the surface there. So I call this my chunky monkey style of mosaicing.
I like
A little
that.
bit of everything. And the mosaicing actually started because of my beach combing in the Bay Area. 25 years living a mile from the San Francisco Bay.
Oh, wow.
And I collected every kind of pottery made over the last 150 years. And that inspired my shadow boxes. So I think I've got a half a dozen shadow boxes to feature.
Wow.
And then I'll also be featuring my old jewelry line. These are all made with antique components, found bits, and odds and ends. So this is kind of the last of my what was my Ann Cook Vintique Jewelry Company. And yeah.
Oh, so the jewelry, was it like its own?
I had a business. I started out as a hobby and then lost a job in 2007, so I turned it into a full-time business. But it's now being liquidated.
Gotcha.
Just, yeah, other things. The mosaic wall is taking up my life, so I have to put everything else on hold.
It's taking over.
Yes. So yeah.
It's beautiful work.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got a nice variety.
Yeah, I
I'll
really like
bring
that.
a little something different to the plate, which I think
Yeah, that's very cool.
makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just one stop.
That's one
Stop.
stop.
Stop. There's still
One
another 12 artists to view.
Yep, that's right. So, yeah, start here and get inspired.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll also have greeting cards available, and I do anyway. So.
And it really doesn't matter where folks start, right? They can just kind of start wherever they feel like. And
Yeah, I mean, literally, I think it's every town in our county is represented here. So, yeah, start in Arnold and work your way this way. But we have McCollum Hills, San Andreas, Angels Camp, Copperopolis, Murphy's, Hathaway Pines, and Arnold. That's kind of those are the hot spots.
pretty much
of the
touching it all, isn't it?
That's kind of it. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you, ladies.
Well,
Really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope you can join us.